Great day, once again, great day. This is the Melanin Man, yes, aka a voice of consciousness is the Melanin Man. I'm coming to you on this third month, 6th day of 2022, and I'm going to share my perspective on it's not junk DNA after all. Yeah, that's right. So, it's not junk DNA after all. Interestingly enough, those that seems to be or attempts to be keeping themselves wedged in the minds of the masses as the masters of all of this, which they are not, told you at one time the scientific evidence or the scientists said that there was 95 to 97% junk DNA coursing through your veins. Many of us didn't know how to take it, heard it, didn't realize what it meant. And so what it meant was there's functionalities, which is a high level of percentage that is unknown to the scientific world. That's what that's saying. Now, in order for you not to link up with it, the DNA that you already have, that's already a part of your being, in order to guarantee or to ensure that you won't link up with it, there has to be some perspective, idea, thought around how unimportant that it is. Now, how unimportant it is to them that know not how to access it. And in turn, they want to keep you from accessing it. However, you are, again, divine being. You're in a divine essence or a divine realm. You are a divine being, spiritual being, I might add, that's having a divine human experiences. Okay, so let's understand we cannot separate divinity from the reality that you live. Whatever that reality might be, it's still a divine one. That's why it's most important to give thanks and give honor to all that exists in its space. If you don't want to mess with it, stay away from it. So, they told you that the DNA was junk, yet they've devised so many aspects and ways for you to access your DNA so they can tell you who you belong to or what tribe you come from or how far back your ancestry go or connect to those in Africa, all those kind of things, which is fine if that's what you want to do. I mean, it ain't nothing wrong with your level of adventure, no matter how minuscule or important or unimportant it might seem to me or anybody. You have a right as an autonomous being to pursue whatever level of happiness, enjoyment, experience that you so choose. It's not for me to decide what you should or shouldn't do. I'm just here to speak to the fact that the DNA that is considered or has been called for decades junk is now being activated. Yeah, that's right. That's right, your DNA that's connected to the all that you already are in this realm of infinite possibilities. Infinite possibilities. Infinite possibilities is being activated. Now, what does that mean? That means you cannot measure your abilities by that which you've been conditionally programmed in, by that which you have been told, shown, and defined for you. You must define for yourself. You must define for yourself. I repeat, you must define your reality for yourself. There is no one that knows more about you than the all that you already are that is now becoming more activated. You know, there's a different consciousness pervasively moving through this time we're in, and it's because we're in a different paradigm. We are in a different paradigm. The paradigm has shifted. It's not shifting, it's done shifted. It's, of course, we are sending and making some moves every single day. However, we're well into the new you. Now, you can treat the new you like the old you and continue to keep your vibratory frequencies low, or you could start opening up to understanding that you're streaming consciousness on a regular basis. You are nothing but information, as well as a transmitter, a transducer, a receiver of information. And you are one bundle of streaming light codes. They try to tell you about it in the Matrix. If you're looking at the excitement and you want to see the glitz and the glamour, or the special effects and all that kind of stuff, you know, you're just using these things as entertainment, which is what you're being used for too when you're not thinking. You're just merely entertainment for those, for certain those ones. So it's not junk DNA after all. Meaning you are the center point, the catalyst of all that is. You are a center point or a catalyst for all that is. You make the decision to move with, flow in, and how you can have a relationship with love, with compassion, with intention, and with all of your heart. If you're not doing that, you're not shortchanging anybody but you. Remember, energy, frequency, and vibration. So whatever energy that you're generating and the frequency that you're able to hold, you're magnetizing yourself to circumstances that will allow you or not allow you to liberate yourself. So if you think, if you live, if you act like what they say, which is it's junk DNA, it's no big deal, when in fact it governs and functions all aspects of your body on different levels, in different means or different ways. But to call it junk, it gives a certain level of disrespect to the presence that you already are as a living, breathing, divine soul that has a resonant and is the resident light in the whole galaxy. This is where we are today, family. We have to start connecting the dots with all of the dots, not just the ones that's been conveniently laid out for you. You have to go within. Again, the junk DNA, to those scientists or those who believe that it's junk, is only because they have no access to it. And it's only because they can't get in it. It's only because they can't manipulate and manage it to their, whatever their ideas and precepts and concepts and controlling mechanisms may warrant. That's why it's junk. It's junk to them because they can't use it. So understand that you are the soul, the one and only orchestrator of your reality. You are not able to even give away the secrets of the castle. There's a secret coding. Well, I won't even call it secret. It's just private to you. There's no other accessibility from anywhere outside of you other than you access it. There's no one that will come in and take something because they can't get to it. Your heart has been closed off for eons of time, and now only till this point has the seed of the soul that's seated outside of time, and all of the material is now opening up, is now receiving, is now transmitting, is now interacting with that which is itself. That's where we are right now. And there's so many people who know this that will rather you not know. It ain't even funny. So the junk DNA is now being activated. And it's being activated by you. You are the only one that has the coding. You're the only one that know the codes. You're the only one that has the key to the switches, the levers, the buttons, the switches, the levers, the buttons that will open harmony, balance, and it's through love. It's not through anger, strife, stress. That's why you continually be sidetracked. That's why it's a continuity of drama, day after day after day after day after day after day, week after week after. It's just ongoing. It's never going to stop unless you stop it. And how do you stop it? Take your focus off of it. Well, there's nothing wrong with knowing what's going on. It's just when you get emotionally involved in something that has really nothing to do with you, to be honest. It has nothing to do with you. You can choose to take and be a part of, and you can choose not to, and it doesn't matter which way. It's not about judging you for anything and who's right, who's wrong. It's more about what's of most importance to you. So for me, I turn on, tune in, and turn it up. That's where we're at. The DNA is now being activated, and it can only be activated by you. And you determine how is the activation process, how it works, what is going to happen, which way to go. If you want to magnetize yourself to circumstances that will exponentially expand you, or critically constrict and reduce you. These are choices, and everybody has them. And your DNA can only be processed and activated through the consciousness or the level of consciousness that you're able to maintain, hold, and be present in. If you're constantly shifting your focus to something that has nothing to do with you, or in a realm that does not accommodate your balance and your wholeness, then that's what you get as a result. You will reap that. It comes back. So it's important to know that if the DNA wasn't that important, if it was really junk, then why is there so much of a big issue around getting into your DNA? What is it? What is mRNA? Something to send a message to change the trajectory of the DNA to be controlled, manipulated. And so if it's not really important, then why do you want it? Why is it so necessary for somebody outside of you to have it? Then it must be something you can do with it. It has to be something important for you to deal with. And if you're not interested in that, so be it. That's your choice. However, it is not junk. To say that it is, it always was a message to you that you're meaningless, worthless. It's nothing. You don't have anything of value, which has not been true all the time. And so now we're in a space and a place and time that will accommodate the divinity that you are, that will show, expose you to be that which you so desire the most. Whatever your heart's desire, you've always had the ability, and now you're in a space and a place, and you're getting closer to that place that will accommodate, support, and assist you to the nth degree. So we must know this. It's not about, oh, I feel, I think, well, I believe. No. Your ancestors, which they talk and you talk and everybody talks so much about, lives in you. You are the new and improved version of them. And it's through your DNA. That's the key. See, it's not about what you think because you've been told something to get you distracted and off your path. So all I'm here to say is, so it's not junk DNA after all. Listen, hit me up on, because I don't know what's going on with the YouTube, whatever. I'm new to YouTube. I see that I have comments. However, I'm not able to actually see the comments. I'm not sure how that works. This is a new channel, so it's not like I'm doing super duper numbers. However, maybe what I'm saying is something that they don't want no communication to. I don't know. I don't really care. I'm just using this for when I can, how I can, and we'll move to another platform, or we'll do what we need to do to keep it moving, because that's all this is about. Energy, frequency, and vibration always moving. It's never a stop. So so I'm just wanting to say that if you want to support me in any way, or support what I'm doing, or give any kind of hands, or make comments, you can hit me up on getyouritogether@gmail.com. That's getyouritogether@gmail.com. Or you can go to Voice of C, the letter C, Voice of the letter C at protonmail.com, and then you can share your comments. I'll respond, reply. I go on this YouTube thing, I try to respond, reply. It shows me I have comments, but when I click on the thing to respond to a comment, there's no comment. So I don't know. I don't know. Don't really care. It's only necessary for what it's needed for, and if it's not needed, then so be it. I'll be doing something else. However, we generally like to communicate, so you have the ability to do that if you so choose. And so once again, so it's not junk DNA after all. It's not junk DNA after all. They gave you the spiel on 95 to 97% of DNA is junk. So they only been working with 3 to 5% of DNA, and they say everybody is alike, everybody is exactly the same. Well, yeah, we have 2 eyes, 2 noses, we bleed blood and all that stuff. However, the biology is totally different. The levels of melanin makes for the different levels of concentrated melanin within the system makes for a different communicative vessel. So there's a lot of nuances that can't be taught. You can't get, nobody can give it to you, and you have to want it with all your might. You have to want it with all your might. You cannot just half-ass it and say, oh yeah, well, I'll get it one day. Maybe you can. I mean, I don't know. But what I know is, it's through my wanting, desiring of the connection with all my might. And it's more and more every day. It's other things, different things inspire me to want to go deeper and deeper, and not be afraid to go into the darkness that the boogeyman doesn't exist. Once you realize and understand that there's no real boogeyman, you creating that. Once you realize and understand that in your psyche there's been ideas and perspectives that have been handed to you and defined for you, and so you're comfortable with it because you kind of know how it works, or you think you do anyway, and so you go along with it, when in essence it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with suppressing, oppressing, or distressing you. Why? To keep your focus disjointed, unattached, uncommitted, unconnected. The whole idea is to keep you away from you. And that might sound weird, but that's what it's really all about. The power is you. Not only is the power in you, but the power is you. Not only is there the source, there you are the source. The source is you. Now, what source am I talking about? The source of all that is, that ever has been, is you. Not somewhere outside of you, not someone that said something. You have some communications and some connection to the source, and it speaks to you every day. Now, you may or may not want to deal with it. That's on you. Doesn't mean that it's not there. While you may ignore it or act like it doesn't exist, doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Just because you can't see it, touch, feel it, smell it, doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It exists on different levels. And now we're coming to terms with how to vibrate more, how to vibrate higher, how to raise our frequencies. You know, different things raises your frequencies. You know, singing, dancing, just general energy, expressions of energy creatively can lift your listening to certain types of music that's not generating low frequency thought. So meditation, breath exercises, hugging trees, walking in nature barefoot, just breathing and focusing on just your breath. There's so many, it's just, and you don't have to have anybody. Yoga, you know, you don't have to have anybody. You can get guidance from someone, yes, but you don't have to. You know, well, how will I know if I'm doing it right? If you decide, if you've been told internally that this is something you should do and you start doing it, then it's right. What's right for you is right for you. Not necessarily a wrong or right, but it's for you. This, what I'm doing, is really for me. You know, oh well, people can use it and people get a yeah, sure. That's how it works. However, my insistence on putting out high frequency thought patterns, and then I get a chance to relive, re-energize, and review them, continues to keep me in the flow of this presence that we already are. And I'm an expression of it, just like you are. Everybody has their own expressive or their own expression of the light that is from the center of the all that is, being all there is. See, you represent that as you, being you, whatever you are being or doing. You know, the tree represents that as being. It don't have to be a tree. We call it a tree. It's been defined as a tree. However, it's more than a tree. That's physical. That definition is only a physical representation that puts you in a mindset to minimize or tuck that away in some level. But when you think of things, everything is energy, frequency, and vibration. What kind of energy do you get from that tree? What kind of energy can you get from a blade of grass, or walking barefoot in the sand next on the shore of a beach, or what? So we have to start reevaluating what's of value, because we've been told that, you know, you got junk DNA, so you probably ain't important that you know anything other than what somebody tells you or what somebody is sharing with you. Well, you can listen to what's being said right here, right now, and be inspired, and that inspiration is really a remembering of some aspect that you already are. So a lot of times when we're inspired, we think somebody is doing it for us. No, it's the you that's inside reminding you that, oh yeah, that's something we do. That's something I know. That's something, you know. Well, let me investigate. So you have to be like a child, curiosity, and go and open and walk in the rooms to turn on light, because there's a lot of rooms and doors that we have been so kept away from. Big old sign, keep out, do not disturb. Do not disturb, meaning stay where you are. Don't worry about trying to do nothing better. You're doing fine as long as you're doing what we want. You don't have to do what I want. I'm not interested in you and anything you have, because I'm too busy working on my own, or working with my own, or coming to terms with what is my very own. So I'm using my coded keys and unlocking doors and uncoding, encoding, and decoding that which is just for me. Even if they cut you open, or if they pulled out your soul, or whatever they try to do, get your melanin, it does not reveal what you have to offer in this time right now. That's on you. You're responsible only. No one can get into it because it's been locked away, and it will continue to be locked away, even though the heart is opening up in this time, in this paradigm, in this galactic cycle, mind you. So things are governed and differently being revealed and expressed, because this is a different space that we're in, whether we want to, whether we see it or not. And so now that we do know just the inkling more, it's incumbent upon those that want the responsibility to be the all that they already are to stand in their square. Stand in your spot. Don't be moved. Hey, whatever, it'll blow by. In the meantime, you latch on to this wave, if you will, the wave of energy that is feminine principled energy. You know, yin and yang is in everything. And so we've only tried to focus on the paternal, material, and ignoring the creative. And not to make money off of it. Don't get me wrong. We're not trying to be entertainers. We're not trying to entertain you. This is not for your for entertainment purposes only. Again, it's for me. If you get something out of it, super great, no problem. However, this, what I speak, is passing through me. This is not coming from me. This is coming through me. And this transmission that's coming through me is for me. However, it's an energetic resonance, energy, frequency, and vibration. So it's an energetic resonance that's being processed as it comes through me, that others may be able to be magnetized to, and will have some not circumstances, but will have some experiences that will allow them to be that much more open or responsive, or activated, or whatever the case may be. We are all tools and vessels that are needed for this time, no matter how little or how big or how whatever you think. It's not about what you think. It's only gonna show and be about what you know. So we're not junk DNA after all. So once again, this is the Melanin Man, aka a voice of consciousness. Just sharing just a little tidbit. I'm going to say again, if you want to communicate with me, I'm not sure why I'm not able to get to the comments, or why I don't see comments. I'm not sure what's going on with that. However, you can go to voice of the letter C, voice of C at protonmail.com, or write me at getyouritogether@gmail.com, getyouritogether@gmail.com, or write me at voice of C, VOICEOF, the letter C, at protonmail.com. All right. So, and if there's any support that you want to send my way, if you want to, because I'm doing some things, and I'm gonna do more things and push more substantive content, but on some other platforms. I'm not going to just use the platforms that's available that everybody else uses. I'm going to use something else. But anyway, you're able to do $ conscious voice if you want to cash out me. $ conscious voice. Voice of consciousness. Once again, the Melanin Man.